Hello, I'm Tim McFadden. The red state, blue state meme is a deception and a lie, but we're stuck with it. I'm going to explain that in the next few minutes. In the meantime, if you think I'm raising a valid point and this video is worth watching, please remember to like and subscribe. As the presidential election approaches, we're being bombarded with red states and blue states. Red states back Trump, blue states back Harris or Biden or whoever they're running this week. The thing is, it wasn't always that way. In the 1980s and earlier, presidential elections were covered in blue for Republicans and red for conservatives. This was a much older tradition of blue being true blue American, red being tending towards the radicals, the left, the red banner of revolution, the red banner of change. What changed this was the 1980s elections, where Reagan and then Bush shellacked the tar out of the Democratic candidates, which resulted in election night graphics of a huge sea of red surrounding a few tiny little oceans of blue in America. The left looked at this and said something had to change. So, what was it? Get better candidates? Come up with issues that the American people care about more? Propose their ideas in a better way? Nah, just change the colors. Flip the colors and that'd fix everything. And so, since the mass media is always working in lockstep with the left, the mass media, all the networks, all the newspapers started cooperating in portraying the Republican states as the red states and the Democratic states or the Democratic candidates as the blue states. This has deep psychological roots in the human psyche. Blue is subconsciously a calming color. It's a reassuring color. It's the color of the sea. It's the color of a clear sky. Whereas red is the color of fire, of blood. It's scary. It's alarming. That's why it's used for alarms. But with the ever-changing social agenda of the Democrats becoming increasingly more radical, what they are really trying to tell us is that drag queen story hour, millions of illegal immigrants, and abortion on demand are reassuring and calming. Meanwhile, family, Christianity, and patriotism are red and scary. They actually believe this can manipulate us, which is pretty scary. What's really scary is that many of them believe that themselves. However, like I said, we're stuck with it. They've been doing it for decades now. They've spent billions of dollars hammering home the message. Even conservatives now talk about red states and blue states. So there are certain advantages to this. We can be good Republicans and make the best of it. The first advantage is that all Marxists dream of leading the revolution over the barricade to slaughter the bourgeoisie and their women and children and take their wealth in the name of the proletariat. They never actually give the wealth to the proletariat, but they take the wealth in the name of the proletariat. Well, these wannabe Marxist revolutionaries and barricade stormers and slaughterers can't do that under a red banner anymore, like they've always dreamed of. By the way, that's economic redistribution of wealth. In case you didn't know, that's what they mean by redistribution of wealth. But anyways, they're obsessed with symbols. They can't do it under a blue banner. It's just not going to be the same for them. So we have crushed the dreams of wannabe Marxist revolutionaries. And anytime you crush the dreams of a wannabe Marxist revolutionary, you've done a good thing. Another thing we can keep in mind is that blue is also the color of the blue meanies. They want to be blue, they want to be mean, they can be the blue meanies. Just to let you know, the Blue Meanies were the villains in an animated movie done by the Beatles in the late 60s called Yellow Submarine. It's an absolutely hilarious movie if you're stoned, and a deep statement on the human psyche if you're stoned. One of the final good points of us being red Americans and the defenders of red pepperland against the Blue Meanies is that red duct tape is one of the most commonly available forms of duct tape and some of the most easily identified. Easily spotted by anybody. By the way, this does lead to some possible misunderstanding. Red duct tape is also used by the forces of Putin in his illegal and brutal invasion of the free nation of Ukraine. And we should never let ourselves be mistaken for supporters of that. I am a 100% supporter of a free Ukraine and Zelensky. Slava Ukraine. But other than that, it's a matter of making the best of what we have and fighting the perceptions. So go forth, defenders of red pepperland, and resist the Blue Meanies. I'm Tim McFadden. Like I say, if you consider this message worth spreading, like and subscribe. Have a good day. Oh, by the way, some of you may be wondering, if I'm not supporting Putin, why did I put red duct tape around my helmet? Good night.